First of all, I want to thank the community. I'm Alderman Joe Connelly, by the way, for the baron. I think it looks great. Thank you very much. I got it a couple of weeks ago when we were celebrating the flag raising, and it's great to be back. I think when you want to talk about candidates and evaluate candidates, you want to know what is their motivation, what is their qualifications, and what kind of results have they done. I'm the only candidate that's worked in the four corners of business before I got into politics. I worked for small and medium enterprises. I worked for blue chip organizations like TELUS. I was a successful entrepreneur, and I also worked for Tourism Calgary, where I traveled North America promoting this great city. When I think about my results, I've had many great results since being on council. I've been responsible for bringing forward many things with some of my peers here, like Rick and Alderman Hawksworthy. $1 billion of new infrastructure, $1 billion for Ward 6. That includes the West LRT, $61 million for the new tunnel, or the trench on 17th Avenue, $8 million for the West Side Rec Center, $10 million for the Signal Hill Library with another library on the way, 2 interchanges, a new fire station. I championed athletic fields throughout the city. There's been many, many things. I helped bring the X-Bull Red Fighters to town, but I also delivered on common sense by voting against the pedestrian bridge, by voting against the $11 million purchase of the Cecil Hotel, and against the 3-year budget. When you look at my platform, it's really simple. It's a great city for everyone, especially our children, because I think we've fallen behind and forgotten about our kids, not providing them with the activities and recreational centers they need. We need to get Calgary moving again, because the traffic management congestion is ridiculous. And the last one is, we need to run the city in a more business-like fashion. On October 18th, vote smart, vote for results, vote for Joe Connelly. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think when we talk about sustainable growth, you have to recognize why we have that challenge today. And we have that challenge because wages were up here and land prices were down here. And what it meant was more Calgarians than ever before could get into a house. And that's where this challenge started from. And what it's going to take to change that is a number of different things. It's going to have to take changes in behavior. It's going to have to take nodes of density, not density all over the city. Because I've talked to community associations, and that's not what they want. They want nodes of density. Nodes around, like, the university, around SAIT. And that's why I brought a notice of motion to look at secondary suites within 400 meters of a LRT station when it's near an educational center, like the university and SAIT. And it's not about sustainable growth, ladies and gentlemen. It's about intelligent growth. And there's a big difference there. When you talk about crime prevention, there was a lot of talk about the budget. And people ask me when I'm out saying, well, where were you on the police budget? I'll tell you where I was on the police budget. Back 2 years ago, and some of my peers on council remember this, we made a promise to the police department. We told them, we are going to ensure that you have the same budget going forward for 3 years. We made a promise to them. And now 2 years in, we're breaking that promise. And it didn't sit well with me. And maybe I'm an exception because I'm keeping a promise with the police department. In fact, I went further to say, well, you know, we should look at the fire department. We should look at 911 dispatch, because if you have a fire, are you going to send 2 squad cars in the K9 unit? You can't do that. And if you talk to people in the police department or in dispatch, they understand that. You need to lift the entire system up, the entire emergency dispatch. It's not just about one budget. So if we want to have a safe city, that's what's needed. I was also a big proponent about cameras in the downtown, and it went a long way to clean up the downtown. If anyone's been in the downtown recently, it's made a big difference. And also, we talked a little bit about critical hours. Well, if you look at the $8 million I got for the West Side Rec Center, that all went to a critical hours program. That went to expanding the West Side Rec Center in a fashion. Everything they're doing with that money is for youth, to keep our youth active. And that's why in my pamphlet, my first platform is we need to run the city, we need to build a great city for everyone, especially our children. Because you know what? Our children have gotten ripped off at the end of the day. We're behind in soccer fields. We're behind in ice rinks. We're behind in cultural facilities as well. With regards to your culture, 2 months ago, I spent several days with you. We raised the flag. I went to some of the Filipino celebrations. I had a great time. And what you told me was you have concerns about housing, you have concerns about business taxes, you have concerns about transportation, but more than anything else, you have concerns about your kids. You want kids to have the same opportunities that you had when you came to Calgary, and I will guarantee that. Thank you.